Tyler1 has officially passed my chess rating. This is both concerning and cause for reflection. Tyler went from literally 199 to 1960 in 11 months. I don't say this to necessarily hype up Tyler1. I say this to note that whatever he's been doing, his algorithm for improving seems to work. So why is this surprising? For one, chess is a very difficult game. Notoriously difficult, really. The source of the difficulty is the almost infinite number of variations and positions one can find themselves in. This leaves not only new players wondering what to do, but even seasoned players staring at the board trying to understand what the correct course of action is. Also, it's not only about you. You are facing someone who is determined to impose their plans and will against you. That said, Tyler1 is an absolute monster. I have never seen someone climb the ELO ladder this fast. It took me 2 years to go from 1200 to 1900, and I've read a middle game book. And this book breaks down what we just talked about, and I practiced my openings. This wasn't just me playing, I actually tried to get to 1900. In this video, we are going to explore why exactly Tyler1 was successful, and what can we learn from him. But first, a little bit of background. Many of you may be wondering, who is Tyler1? Tyler is a League of Legends streamer that I became aware of when I played League of Legends back in high school and early university. He was a mechanically gifted player, prone to tilt and rage, which made him incredibly entertaining. It is important to note that Tyler managed to get Challenger in all 5 roles in League of Legends. This means he was in the top out of millions of players in 5 different roles. I cannot overstate how insane that is. Tyler1's chess journey started with PogChamps, a summer influencer chess tournament held by chess.com. Past tournaments involved on-screen talents like Dwight from The Office or Rainn Wilson, Logic, and so on. Long story short, he finished second in his group to XQC, another popular streamer. And again, this was completely understandable. He had an initial rating of 199, probably barely knew how the pieces moved. For whatever reason, however, his sights seemed to have been trained on getting better at this game, unrelated to his revenue stream of playing League of Legends, and managed to gain almost 1,800 rating points in 11 months. So, why was he successful?
The obvious elephant in the room is Tyler's comparatively unlimited time and money to spend improving. This is valid and should be acknowledged. Improvement will require more time with the game. That said, how much time do we spend at school or work? Have we reached the same top percentiles with the time and effort we've spent? By definition, most haven't.
Many of us will try to explain away his success simply because of the sheer volume of games and puzzles. But let me tell you that it does play a part, but it does not tell the whole story. Do a simple search on chess.com and you will find countless accounts with a similar number of games over a longer period of time that haven't even seen a fraction of the success. In my opinion, Tyler's reason for success is his ability to stay laser focused and somehow have unlimited energy. This allows you to sit down and do 12,000 puzzles, play the same opening every game, and not feel the need to change up on a whim. The ability to stick to a plan, not chase 101 different sources of information, watch a million different videos, start, not finish a million different books. This is the reason he's been successful. He's a doer. Many of us are focused on the best way to do something, spend so much time researching, getting second opinions, reading reviews, and then stop right when it's time for hard work. This is not unique to his chess career. Of course, there's going to be an element of talent here. The reason I don't want to mention talent specifically is because it doesn't really benefit the audience or anybody when talking about getting better at something. Of course, Tyler1 is talented. Now for the final part of this video, what can we learn from Tyler1? The first takeaway is to pick a plan of action and then stick to it until you've completed it. If it's a book, don't buy any new books. If it's a course, finish that course without browsing any other improvement content and so on. Entertainment is one thing, but if your goal is improvement, we want to spend the most amount of time deliberately practicing. The second takeaway for me specifically is puzzles and tactics are incredibly important and I undervalued them. The route I took was covered in positional ideas, opening themes, and some endgames, which are beneficial and I do find them incredibly enjoyable. However, I completely neglected puzzles. For most lower rated players, a blunder is when a piece is blatantly hanging. As you climb, these blunders are hidden behind a sort of tactical paywall. Blunders you can only see a few moves down the line. The paywall is only accessible to those who've grinded puzzles and attained pattern recognition and a calculation ability. That's 12,000 puzzles for Tyler and a 3,500 puzzle rating. That's no joke. My final takeaway is going to sound contradictory, but bear with me. Stay with me, and hopefully it will make sense in the end. The opening is both unimportant and incredibly important all at the same time. Tyler has been playing objectively bad openings on his run, literally throwing opening principles out of the window. occupy the center, don't move the same piece more than once, and so on. I've watched many games which saw him between -1 and -2 evaluation within the first 10 moves without having a clear blunder. Yet, he is still winning these games. I realized that I may have emphasized the opening a little bit too much. Most games are decided by that blunder or that tactical vision that we just talked about. So you just said that the opening is not important. How is it incredibly important at the same time? That's a great question. The important part about the opening is the regularity or use. He played the same opening with white and black, rain or shine. This allowed him to develop a sort of pattern recognition of possible responses, common tactical themes, annoying pawn moves, and so on. The type of opening was less important than the regularity at which he played that same opening. At most of our levels, it really doesn't matter that much what you play. Of course, it's better to develop good habits, but the most important point is to try to master that single opening before moving on. This isn't a solution for attaining some sort of title, becoming an IM, an FM, GM. This is talking about that intermediate level and trying to get to the advanced level. I'm sure if Tyler1 continued to play and he started to play classical tournaments, he will not be able to rely on purely tactical vision. But as a base, I think tactics and puzzles are the way to go. And I'm changing the way I approach the game. If you found that beneficial, if you found that useful, if you found that entertaining, drop a like, subscribe, and hopefully I'll be able to create more content in the future.